That's dirtier than a, where am I going to go with this right now? And urinal cake is what comes out of the mind of Razor Ray. That is fantastic. He has so many lines on retainer. He had the bicuspid rattler earlier on with the Colin Blackwell hit. He's really, really good in this space, and he does. It's very clear he spends time on the road in the hotel room thinking up, dreaming up a tentacular save by whatever line he's got. He's got a million of them, but last night that was an all-timer.
And to make it better, the Mortal Kombat music in the background. I mean, but that was par for the course for how the game was played yesterday. I mean, that was a physical game from start to finish, and the Wild certainly wanted to take a chunk out of Dallas toward the tail end of the game too.
Yeah, 100%. Minnesota was the more physical team in Game 1. The Stars leveled up in Game 2, a quote-unquote must-win game to even the series at one game apiece. I was actually very impressed by them because sometimes they really have to force themselves to be that physical. It's not an innate thing, I think, with this Dallas team, but when they are able to kind of play with that fiery passion and set the tone, it helps them, and it did last night.
You see a little puck luck there early on from Wyatt Johnston. Then the Duchesne goal from Mikko was gorgeous. This is their third goal, the tip-in from Jason Robertson off the shot from Niels Lundqvist from the blue line. That was beautiful. Robertson wasn't even facing the goal and was able to bat it down and in. And then the late goal that had eyes, the empty netter from Wyatt Johnston. Wyatt Johnston with a 2-goal game, and neither of those goals had any business going in, but they didn't get any bounces in Game 1.
Yeah.
They got some bounces in Game 2, and here they are leveled up, and they earned the bounces with the way that they performed in Game 2.
We got Wyatt right here saying,
there it is.
Hey, I did a good job.
Speaking of bounces. But let's talk Otter, too, because he was the story as much as anything last night. 2 of the saves he had in the first period were drop-dead spectacular. One-on-one moments, point-blank opportunities, flashing the leather both times. It was this play and then Matt Boldy, I think, on a breakaway immediately after. And for anyone that went, hey, Boldy, that name sounds familiar, one of the guys that scored one of Team USA's Olympic goals in the gold medal game was point-blank one-on-one with Otter, and Otter stones him. For as much flack as Otter has gotten for some of his playoff failures in recent memory, thinking of obviously last year's Oilers series and his start in Game 1, this is why he's here. He is amazing when he's on and he makes these saves.
Yeah, I think everything is a recency bias or an overreaction in sports, especially come playoff time. Like Otter's last 2 playoff games until last night were not good. They were not good.
Yeah.
And they were not to the standard that we're used to seeing when he is able to play up to his performance. I go back to our conversation with Mike Modano yesterday on our Ultimate Dallas Sports Show. And speaking about when you have a tone early in games, it could be a big save or it could be a big goal, but it sets the tone and things can creep into your head. If one of those go in, it might lead to an avalanche of goals where it plants the seed of doubt back in Otter's head. But he makes those saves, reinstills that confidence, and he has a great game throughout. It's kind of like pitching. Right, like a pitcher goes out on the hill. If he doesn't have it within that first inning or two, he's not going to. It rarely comes back by inning 6. You know what I mean? So it was good to see he had his best stuff early on, and it really set the tone for them throughout the whole game.
Yeah, and we want to talk physicality. No one displayed that more than Colin Blackwell.
Yeah, if we call up cut 33, talk about setting the tone. This hit from Colin Blackwell.
Do I have a 33?
You should have a 33. Blackwell just absolutely
I
blowing
believe when we were in the
Yakov
commercial
Trennin.
break, Andrew said that we don't have a 33.
No 34.
We don't have a 34.
34.
You do have a
should be in there.
33.
Okay.
We're juggling a lot of numbers these days, guys.
Wait, hang on. Wait, I'm almost there.
No Shaq, but
Here it comes. Here we go. This was
Talk
awesome.
about coming in clutch.
Bang.
And we're talking about somebody in Yakov Trennin that
Yes.
is one of the hitters in the National Hockey League, and somebody that Blackwell's giving up like 2 inches and about 30 pounds to. But he teed him up perfectly. Completely clean hit, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just annihilated.
You see that in real time, you immediately think, oh, that's got to be dirty. There's no way they get it.
Especially when he's down on the ice like that.
And then
Like,
you slow it down and you see them go shoulder to shoulder like it's a middle school dance, and it's like, Shazam! That
I'm
was
still trying
great.
to figure
What
out.
a
Okay,
hit.
so you saw it there. Where was he bleeding from? Because he didn't get hit in the face.
his pride.
He bleeding.
I don't know. He kind of got hit everywhere on this thing.
Look, he doesn't get hit in the face. He shoulder
His
checks
hand might have
him.
come up and nicked his
And then
nose,
his
maybe.
face, his head does not hit the ice.
I don't know, but he was bleeding. He was holding his nose. Like,
he was trying to draw blood because he wanted the penalty. That's how some of that goes.
I mean, that could be all it was. Yes, that's certainly possible. But there was no penalty coming.
I was going to say not to cast aspersions, but the Wild did bring this up post-game. Nick Foligno specifically had a quote saying the Stars are looking to play 5-on-4. That's their game. They can't hang with us 5-on-5. Saying that in game 2 of a playoff series,
that's a choice.
It's crazy, especially with some of the guys that the Stars have. Like, again, Jonah's correct. The Stars are not traditionally a physical team. They'll beat you with skill. The problem is they can play that game. They've had that versatility for a number of years now. They did it they out-hit the Oilers for the better part of the series last year. So they can play that game. Go ahead, egg them on. Let's see what happens.
Breaking, we have viewer comments coming in on my phone right now from my dad. Hi, Dennis. He says they were both trying to take each other out.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, there's something. I mean, listen, this is a series that we saw physicality from in game 0.1 of this series late in the regular season. Jamie Benn said we're going to play an 8-game series basically with these guys, and there was physicality there. The thing, though, that doesn't square about the comment from Foligno was in that game, 5-on-5, Dallas outscored them 5-1.
Nice. 3
of the Wild's goals were on the power play in that game. That's a big positive, by the way, Jonah, going forward for the Stars to go 4-for-4 on the PK.
Absolutely. I mean, the special teams are I'm never going to get used to that ever. But yeah,
there's no talking through it.
You're welcome.
I just let it mute. It's basically my version of shut up. But yeah, no, you're 100%. I am a little nervous for them heading into Game 3 because those comments from Foligno. I think you're going to see a very fired up Wild squad. It's like every game. It's a seesaw, right?
Yeah.
So can they bring that same type of energy and I don't know, strength into Game 3 that we saw last night in Game 2? I would hope so or think so, at least with this season group.
I went too much on a stats deep dive on this last night, but these are two different team structures offensively, where Dallas has a lot more high-quality chances and Minnesota kind of trends a little more toward the volume shooting. There's been a whole slant in the NHL toward what Dallas is doing, and that's where you get some games like Game 1 where Minnesota is up to the task on those high-quality chances, or they just whiff on them, and then the scoreline tilts the opposite direction because the shot distribution is unbalanced, so there's a time of possession issue. Heading into Game 3 and Game 4 with the Wild now in control, it's going to be fascinating to see how Dallas adapts to that pressure with a crowd now on them.
In these playoff series, when you lose, you never think you're going to win again. When you win, you think you're never going to lose again. Kelly, I'm wondering for you, the resident Stars fan in the room, what is your feeling going into Game 3?
I feel confident. I mean, I think it's definitely going to be a struggle, but I think we can get it done going in. I mean, we're in Minnesota now.
This whole week is about trolling Minnesota.
Yeah,
I haven't gotten the vibe
top
yet.
to bottom.
Really,
no, I feel
really is.
I feel really good about the game.